Hello there, everyone, and welcome to the Stuff You Should Know podcast. It has a name. We are watching the Banshees of Inisherin, which, along with Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, like, sort of trounced the Oscar noms. So, although this is like this film sort of hits my I sort of I don't want to say I'm a hipster. I don't want to say I'm pretentious, because I was in high school, but I'm not really anymore, but I still can't stand like getting into like the actual Oscar nominated films. But this one sort of hits that niche because it is a foreign film, I'm pretty sure. I know it's the same people who were in Bruges, and I loved In Bruges, so I was excited to watch this, and, like, people can't stop. Like, even the people who despise the Oscars are, like, excited for Banshees of Inisherin. And it's got Colin Farrell in it! Look at him! He's so old. He was a lot younger in Bruges, which I think was, like, 20 years ago. Something like that. It's been a while. It's been a wild while. Here, let me queue up my Wikipedia page. The Banshees of Inisherin. I was trying to find what to watch, and I completely forgot that I had this, like, queued up to watch, so I'm very excited. Thank you, HBO Max. Everything's all, like, mixed up these days with, like, how fast this stuff goes to streaming. Yeah, apparently I've heard that this film is great. I've heard that it's hilarious. Like, there are people who, like, aren't into comedy films who watch this, and it's, like, the absolute best thing. But In Bruges was kind of the same thing. Like dry humor. Like, they're not comedies, or at least not straight up anyway. I love hearing Colin Farrell's, like, actual Irish accent. It's a joy. Look, it's Brandon Gleeson. He was also in Bruges. In Bruges. Man, Ireland is such a gorgeous country. I am Scots-Irish, so, like, Ireland and Scotland are, like, the two, like, bucket list countries on my list. Along with Japan, I would say China, but I've already been to China. Beautiful country. And France. But, like, those are my absolute go-tos. Like, if I had 6 months to live, it would be those 4 places. Father. Smoking. Yeah, there you go. Smoking. Choban. Look, there's even donkeys. Okay, so he's forgetful. He was smoking. He wanted to smoke in peace. Look, they're not even hitting us upside the head, and they're already teaching us things about these characters. And, like, their attitudes and character development. It's almost like it's a movie. I don't know why I'm saying that so angrily. I'm saying that, like, there's a movie we recently watched where that wasn't the case. Donjo. Smoking. He's still smoking, I bet. Everyone's all okay. So see, we already know we know that this guy and Colm are like two peas in a pod because everybody is like, the whole town is like stone silent over the fact that these two aren't together. Colm? He says Colm. Colm. He's saying Colm, but the bartender said Colm. Aww. I love border collies. Well behaved one. Kabuki mask. In Ireland. This is set in 1923 according to Wikipedia, so. Just call him. I like how this movie begins with Colin Farrell just basically just nonstop looking into windows. Awkward. Have they been rowing? Is this guy gonna ask that? Like a whatchamacallit. I'm already in love with the script. Aww. What happened? Is that the point of the movie? I was trying to figure out. Is this like Memento? How does Barry Keoghan? He was in another Colin Farrell movie. The Golden Deer movie? You know what? It's folly to look at Colin Farrell's filmography. Let's look at Barry Keoghan's filmography. Oh, he was in Dunkirk. Killing of a Sacred Deer. That was him and Colin Farrell. Okay, right. And Nicole Kidman. He and Colm are rowing. What does Colin Farrell do all day? Sit at the pub with Colin? A bad do. Fake. Is it like Patrick? 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 That's like some heavy Gaelic version of Patrick. Hello. I felt like I'm in the Northman. Yes. Uh-oh. You hide behind walls. It's a good thing they have nothing but walls in that town, it looks like. Oh, there's the Civil War. Your freedom? Maybe? Hang on, what was the Irish Civil War? That wasn't anything to do with the British invasion. Yeah, it was. Independence from the United Kingdom. Oh no, it was Ireland versus Ireland. Largely. Oh, there's women. Oh, damn. This is also giving me God's Own Country vibes, but I'm pretty sure that was Scotland. Uh-oh. He doesn't know. Rowan. And Colin Farrell, it seems like he's been acting forever. Oh my God. Has to do in the living room? While drinking. Thought for sure they want to wake him up. Fuck it. It's like he's auditioning for a new friend. Uh-oh. He doesn't seem like the reading type. This is like that episode of Kenny versus Spenny where Spenny had left the show and Kenny was looking for a new co-star. Uh-oh. He didn't even take his tonics or whatever he called it. They have a lot of winged animals in their windows. Earlier, a bird flew through the window or something. Cutest donkey. Oh, it was April Fool's. He thinks he was just fooling with him. How about how about them April Fools? What's Column's issue? I mean, I know we're gonna find out eventually, but The times they are changing. Yeah. Is this like a change, like a sort of coming of age story for adults? He's so set in his ways, and everything's changing now. Oh, cold coffee. Oh. Oh, dog screen time. I love it. More dogs, the better. Except for that one movie, the something of dog, where they like for the filming they literally drowned a dog. Anjo. He has no musical appreciation whatsoever. That looks like a Guinness. No? An olive branch? Oh, is he dying? He mentioned a hardship earlier, but he didn't specifically say dying. I mean, technically, we're all dying. Troubled. Poor guy. Chauvin. You wanted one a second ago. I love how this feels so much like a Simon Pegg movie, but like Irishified, you know? It's like that sort of like dry humor sort of, but like it's Irish, and so it's like there's a difference between living in England and living in Ireland, and this just feels like a lot more of that like pessimism, that it might be in Ireland when you've been subjugated by another country for so long. Like it feels the same but like different, like a different lens of the same sort of writing, kind of, if that makes any sense. Well, it's always been dull. What's the difference? The gilly gooly. Like how he whispers it. Dull. Well, maybe. Okay, I was not expecting this to be what the movie was about. I mean, it may not be the overarching theme, but like, I wasn't expecting it to be this. Although I don't know what I was expecting. I try to go into films with no expectations whatsoever. Although we are getting some fresh blood onto the island, as it were. It does look like The Northman. Was that filmed in Ireland? It doesn't get weird between him and Siobhan. He was kind of hitting on her by proxy earlier. I think I've seen that actor before, the priest. I've seen him before as well. You next. Oh my god, that was amazing. Okay, I've literally never seen David Pierce before. He doesn't even have a Wikipedia page. Start chopping off his fingers. I know he's not going to be able to help himself. Who told you about the doll? I love the script. It's amazing. Mrs. McCormick. There ain't no walls to hide behind. That look she gave him. Oh no. Did she say you were depressed? Whole life is crumbling around him. I love the donkey. You're not credited though. I think Siobhan called it Jenny though. Jenny, any dots? Shaughnessy. There's Mrs. What's her face again. No news. Well, Dominic's going to be in deep. Uh-oh. Here it comes. Uh-oh. Here we go. Even the horse doesn't care. Did he just say that thinking like, oh, if I say that to everybody, someone will eventually buy me a pint thinking they owe me one? Good, we were almost choppy choppy. Fingies, the Ubies. He's not gonna talk to him. Poor guy. Wants to talk to his friend. I was trying to describe his cigarette butt thing, but they're not in public anymore since like the 90s, and I've completely forgot ashtrays. I was like, I've completely forgotten what they're called because you never see them anymore. It's all about the pub for these people. I mean, I guess there's not much else to do on the island. Oh, the officer's there. Dominic's dead. Damn. Is he gonna go through and basically auditioning everybody on the island to be his new friend and realize that Colin Farrell was the one and only friend for him? The moral of the story: it's okay to have dull friends. Is Pedrake gonna take up the fiddle violin? Right now, this is my kind of music. Uh oh, he's drunk. Uh oh. He's out of his mind on whiskey. I thought they were gonna throw down. He verbally threw down though. Crashers. Oh. Uh-oh. On the mainland. Poor Colin Farrell. Poor Padraig. You can't leave him alone. I think he is bluffing. I don't know if he'd chop off his fingers. Doggy's eating stuff off the table. He was licking the bread there. He was licking the bread like. I want to start speaking in an Irish accent after watching this. What? What? Oh, it's his finger. Yo! All right then. I was just talking about how I didn't think he was bluffing. I guess he isn't. No, it was one finger away from the bird. Is he gonna lose all of his fingers in the shoebox? Oh no, border call. No! Ah! I guess that's a good thing about a violin. It's not like a guitar where you need all four fingers usually. Well, I mean, you probably do. I've never played violin. It has been a long while since I've been as visibly shaken by a film scene as I was watching that dog lick his open wound. For the dog, mostly. I'm gonna be honest. Don't you eat that finger. I'm gonna be honest. For like 45 minutes, 40 to 45 minutes of this film, I was like, how was this? I don't. This film is fine, but how was this nominated for like Best Picture? In the span of like 10, 15 minutes, all of a sudden, I'm like, oh my god, this film is like, it's up in the ante. Like ever since he gave that speech in the pub. Ever since that speech he gave at the pub, like the movie is like next level now. Colin Farrell's mannerisms this whole movie have been phenomenal. How much blood can how much blood can a finger freaking do you really want a job out there? just just stop talking to me. He has to be dying, right? He was just lying when he said he wasn't. I'm digging the landscapes, that's for sure. That's a new guy. Look, he is auditioning for new friends just to annoy him. What were we talking about then? Time to get some info. Oh, that was him playing that night. Well, now he's jealous. He's gonna have a lot of confessing to do, like. Aww. Oh my god, everyone! I hope that officer gets beat the crap up at some point. That'd be quite nice, like. He's gonna hide behind the wall, there we go. Might have already seen you. I mean, they are the two people who hide behind walls to avoid her. I'm sorry, if you're gonna put those high notes in a movie, I'm gonna sing along. I'm just gonna. Oh god, he's gonna start beating. He's gonna beat up the police officer, isn't he? He must really like Pedrate, because he keeps leaving him his alcohol. Gorgeous view. That is a gorgeous view. It also looks like the Northman. Oh no, is she gonna walk out and drown herself like the guy earlier? That was creepy. Date night. However they say it, how they say it in Ireland. His excuse for everything. It's like this movie got to a certain point, and then all of a sudden the weirdness just intensified dramatically. I don't want to tango. He's not gonna play it again now. He's gonna chop off his fingers. They said the thing. Shite. I love how my brain is just turning into a pretzel the farther we get into this movie. Oh my god. You're doing so well, Patrick. I'm gonna get to chopping. Or not. I knew this film was going to be one way. I didn't know what that way was, but now I have no idea what this film is and what's going to. I have no idea anymore. I have no clue. Chop off the rest of his fingers on that hand. 2 hours. He's drank a lot. Home, where not everybody on the island is listening. I miss Column Dorothy. Well, now what's he gonna play at his funeral? Oh, here we go. Someone gonna hide behind the wall? I was close to welling up with tears at that point, which is about as good as you're gonna get from me crying in a movie. I don't think I've ever like actually cried at a film. That was intense though. Please tell me she doesn't die on the way there. I mean, she's going. They've been talking about the Civil War or hinting towards it the whole damn film. So I mean, Patrick. I so want to visit Ireland. There's Mrs. What's her face. I have no idea what's gonna happen. I'm waiting with bated breath though. Two. Got the quizzical music playing. What's he gonna find? Is it Dominic? A damn horse has been eating somebody. Oh. Did he get sick off of the finger? Well, there's one death. Assuming animals count. Other humans are animals, so I guess technically yes, it does. This is the fourth finger. Oh, she choked on it. Like if somebody came up behind him right there in that shot and like put a gun to the back of his head and shot him, I honestly would not like that would be par for the course. I would not be like not expecting that. At least he's not like keeping it in the house, like in perpetuity. You having a funeral for her? Jenna? We just watched a movie with the Jenna. RRR had a Jenna. This has a Jenna. Maybe we do need to watch Forrest Gump. Okay, he's... We don't talk about Bruno. Here we go. I really don't want to see a dog die, but I mean, that seems to be where this movie is headed. At least do it off camera, please. Oh no. I love it. It's so weird. It's so absurd. I love it. We don't know if he killed the dog. Why? There's nothing else for you to lose. I guess except your life, which... Nice uppercut. He doesn't... He doesn't... I don't know if he wanted to kill him himself, or if he was trying to get him not to burn down his house. I mean, he probably finds him a lot more interesting now. I was just gonna come... Is this was to compel him not to... Was he... Did he pick 2 o'clock so that he'd be at church and not at home? Well, no, because he wanted him at home. Oh, it's after church. He's there too. Oh my god, what's gonna happen? I like how the bartenders are like, oh, we don't know anything. Are we gonna find out about his impure thoughts? St. Francis of Assisi does. No. Is it? Oh, greater. I mean, if he was going to change any of these things, he wouldn't be coming to confession about the same things every single time. Did he read that letter, or is that just a letter she was writing? Did that get to him? I'm assuming not. There's Jenna. Let's see if we can't go 3 for 3 on films that have a character named Jenny. Maybe he did read it because he's thinking about it before he does this. Dog's outside. That's good. There's going to be some revelation, right? It must have been such a wonderful time when the banks didn't own all of the land and you could just build a house wherever the heck you wanted. Damn, that went up fast. I mean, I guess it is straw. You gonna check inside? So the movie started. Gonna be nice? Is he gonna be true to himself? Good dog. Oh, that's why she has that hook. So Jenny and Dominic died. Deaths. Interesting. That's what I would say. Well, he can't play it, but he can sing it. She's sitting there waiting for him to walk into the ocean. That seems to be what she does with that hook. All right, so we're gonna do not gold member, a fat bastard from gold member. All right, analysis. Um, well, I guess from just a filmmaking perspective, I thought it was a very stock film at the beginning, and then when we got to the middle of the film, McDonagh started doing a lot of really interesting, really cool, weird things, and I loved that. And I was really hoping they would carry that energy to the end of the film, and it kind of didn't. um let's see. I wish it had continued being weird, but then it kind of stopped being weird, sadly. As far as I'm interested to, I don't know. This feels like one of those films I'm really gonna have to look at other people's perspective on it to see why they think it's like the best film of the year, which I know sounds terrible, and I wish I'd gotten more out of it off on an initial viewing, but I don't know. I mean, I enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. I don't know if I would consider it. To be fair, I haven't seen all the movies this year, so I don't know. Maybe a lot of them are terrible. But I don't know. It was really good. I don't know if I would consider it like best movie of the year. Certainly not better than Everything Everywhere All at Once. That still remains my pick for best picture. Hopefully, I don't think it'll win. I think All Quiet Along the Western Front will win because the Academy has a hard on for historical films and war films, especially. Analysis. What did it mean? There was like a theme, there was like a through line of like niceness and like not leaving a legacy or not being preoccupied with the legacy and like being more concerned with the here and now and like the people you love. There was a little bit of that at the middle of the film, but then that didn't really go anywhere. Obviously, life and death is a big theme. I don't know what they were trying to say about that, really. Um, I don't know. I guess this would be a good time to see if there's anything on the Wikipedia page about it. Gabon moves to the mainland for a job in a library. Hang on, before we do that, because at the end of the film, he was Colin was talking about, oh, the war's coming to an end, and then Colin Farrell he said something along the line. He said something like, hang on, I missed a segment because I was talking, so I actually Googled the script and I actually found a PDF of it. So specifically, oh, hang on, the script is different from the final cut. Colum reveals his moldy index finger pinned in place on his hand. It's black and rotten, and blood seeps painfully from the tacks where it's pinned. Padraig looks at it blankly, then back out to sea. I only did it for the laugh, like, it's already gone rotten. It matches the rest of you, so. I'm sorry about your donkey, Patrick. Honestly, I am. I was nice before all this. I don't know what I am now, says Patrick. You're still nice. You're just dull. I burned your house down, Colum. What else am I supposed to do, like? Colum almost smiles. They stare out to sea again and the quiet mainland across the bay. I haven't heard any rifle fire from the mainland in a day or two. Some things there's no moving on from, and I think that's a good thing. Okay, so that does tie into him having a set lifestyle. I mentioned it at the beginning of the film that he was uncomfortable with change. Um, Thanks for looking after me, dog, for me anyway. Anytime. As Colum looks back out to sea and whistles his tune a few moments, then lets it drift away to nothing, and Mrs. McCormick, pulled still across her shoulders, watches it all, slightly disappointed. And the distance between the two men gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So, is the film ultimately... So, Mrs. McCormick is about death. She is the Banshee of Inisherin. She's the harbinger of death. When she's around, people die. So... She was looking forward to these two men. She wanted them. Well, I don't know if she wanted them to. She was hoping that their conflict would get to a point where one of them would die. And she was so hoping, because he was sitting in his house and like, oh, lovely, he's going to die in his home. But I guess Colum swallowed his pride and left his house to live. And Padraig swallowed his pride by walking away. So as much as Padraig is, as much as he's talking a big game about, oh, well, things should stay the same they are, he is changing. At the end of the film, he decides to change, right? Is that the point? It's about resisting change and swallowing your pride and accepting progress and accepting improvement at the expense of your pride and at the expense of grudges. I guess because Dominic died because he couldn't let go of his feelings for Shaban. Correct? Like that was his dream. That was his one dream, and like once it was shattered, he didn't have anything else. I think. Hang on, is there anything? Usually on the Wikipedia page, they'll like give you some clues to the themes. No. And I hate to look at the internet. Okay, Wikipedia is the internet, but at least that generally has some through. You know what? I'm not going to defend Wikipedia as far as anyone who can post on Wikipedia. I'm going to defer back to freaking high school days. The Banshees of Inisherin themes. What does this say? Statement against war and police brutality. Okay, that is... Shut up. That's not what I mean. The gleeful cynicism of the Banshees of Inisherin. It was very cynical. At the end of the film, nothing really changes, really. It's technically about the collapse of a friendship, but as with much of the writer's director's work, the straightforward premises bellies a far naughtier core. Naughtier, K-N-O-T-T-E-I-E-R, since we're on a podcast. When Banshees begins, Colum has decided the relationship cannot go on. He feels like he's been wasting his time entertaining inane chats with Padraig about Jenny's feces. Instead, he wants to focus on creating some semblance of a legacy. Oh, The Atlantic was asking me to become a subscriber. I was like, oh, I'm not going to be able to finish this. Banshees can in many ways be seen as a companion to In Bruges. I need to watch that again. It has been so long since I've seen it. I've forgotten a lot of it. In both films, McDonagh asks an existential question. What is the point of living? Farrell's characters expose the filmmaker's shifting thinking. Padraic has never pondered his life. When Colum starts pursuing a legacy, Padraic is desperate to find his own direction. Channeling his heartbreak into vengeance against his ex-friend provides him, for the first time, with a goal. Wow, there's a lot of dead air right now. I'm reading, though. Colum's revelation that he should produce art and do nothing else is a path to pain. His plan for rejecting Padraic, after all, is to cut off his fingers, which would prevent him from writing music anyway. The search for existential meaning is self-destructive. McDonagh's work ultimately concludes. Okay, so it's self-destructive in Colum's case because, again, he was chopping off his fingers. But it was also, the search for meaning is also self-destructive for for Padraic. Oh. The only thing left to do, the director seems to suggest, is to accept that looking for meaning is an absurd act. Apparently it's very much in time with Martin McDonagh's other previous work. So I'm gonna have to take their word for it on that. I've only seen In Bruges, and that was a long time ago. Okay. I guess I can understand at least what this Atlantic article is talking about. This is the gleeful cynicism of the Banshees of Inisherin by Shirley Lee. Okay. Yeah, I think this is going to be deserving of a second watch. Now that I understand the film, I think I would have to watch it again. Which is fortunate because I would not mind at all watching it a second time. I don't know. I'll see if maybe it's up my mom's alley and we can watch it. Because I know she's... I don't know. The finger cutting thing might be like not her jam. But we'll see. But yeah, as of right now, I'm kind of at a holding pattern. Last year I did my tier list, and I went through and I like adjusted my opinions of things if they had adjusting. So I'm sure I'll do that next time whenever I do like a recap of all the films I watched this year. So that'll probably be the next time you hear about this, unless I mention it in like the next podcast or something. I'll be like, oh yeah, by the way, I watched the Banshees of Inisherin again. As of right now, I don't know. I don't understand a lot of the... I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just not getting the cynicism. I'm not Irish enough to understand the cynicism. Because I mentioned that earlier, too. I was like, wow, this is like a British comedy movie, but like with so much more cynicism packed onto it. I mean, I'll check. I'll look online and see other people's opinions and stuff. I don't really care. I don't mind opinions. I don't usually care for like other people's interpretations of things or stuff like that, simply because like, I don't know, maybe it's part of it is definitely a sense of like duty to like make these opinions on my own. I guess. I don't know. We'll find out. So yeah. So yeah, thank you guys for watching or listening along, and I will see you guys in the next episode where I don't know. I kind of want to keep watching newer films, but I also want to go back and watch, like, I don't know. I wanted to watch Akiru for some reason. I wanted to do an Akira Kurosawa film, but everyone does Seven Samurai and Yojimbo and all those. So I was like, you know what? I'll do the one that nobody talks about, but the people who do talk about it say it's like his best thing and one of the best movies ever. So I don't know. It'll be like what was that one we watched? Roger Ebert played it for all of his classes, and like everyone like died crying every time they watched it. I can't remember. It's that family movie where this stuff happens. I probably don't need to put spoilers. I say that because like all of these episodes are like chronological in my mind, but that in no way means that people are going to be listening to these in chronological order as well. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys on the next episode. And yes, goodbye.